984-9570 is the number. Let's go to Steve. Steve, welcome back to the Kuhner Show.
Yeah, Jeff, I've always thought about this, that many liberals and communists and left-wingers, they're Darwinists in their belief, and atheists, and they're very radical with that. And I believe that they look at, they're very obsessed with race due to feeling that black people are not as smart, and they need the help, and that's why they push affirmative action, and they're so racist so much because of their Darwinist views.
Oh, Steve, that's an excellent, excellent point, and I want to thank you for that call. Look, there's no getting around it. One of the most destructive ideas that has ever been unleashed in the last 150 years was Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. It has been completely debunked by every serious thinker, every serious scientist. Just think about it. If man descended from apes, according to Darwin, why don't we continue to descend from apes? There are apes and gorillas all over Africa. They should be mutating into human beings, according to Darwin's theory. I mean, just on the simple logic, it shows how utterly insane and stupid the theory is. But what happened was this. Darwinism laid the basis for the materialist view of human beings. This is the essence of Marxism, of socialism, and of fascism, is that there is no such thing as God, that human beings are not created in His image, but they're just mere atoms, mere material matter that descend from animals. And hence, once you think like that, just think of the logic, think of the horrors that it will unleash. Why is it in our Declaration of Independence, why is it that our founding fathers insisted the natural order of society is to recognize we are created by God and we are endowed by our Creator with the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These rights are given to us by God. This gives us our unique dignity. This gives us our unique specialness, our unique worth. This is why it's no accident that America has created the most just society in the history of the world, because individuals have value here. They understood the transcendental nature of man, that we live to serve God and that we are like God in His image, so hence we are worthy of innate dignity and value. With that theory, they swept all of that into the dustbin of history. And so Hitler said, well, if life is a competition among the fittest, as Darwin said, if we're all just animals, essentially at our nature, competing for survival, who is the fittest? And the fittest will win. And which are the fittest? They are battles of races. So in his view, the superior race was the German Nordic race. And that's why he felt their destiny was to conquer Europe and conquer and dominate the world. Marxism preaches the same thing, except they put a class spin on it. The working class must triumph. Atheism must be implemented. Secularism must be implemented. The church must be destroyed. Christianity must be destroyed. The Jews must be destroyed. People don't understand this. Marx was a virulent anti-Semite. He also despised blacks, as did Adolf Hitler. Marx explicitly said, my goal is to destroy the Jew, because in his view, Judaism equated to capitalism. He said, by destroying capitalism, I will destroy the Jew. The very inception, the very roots of fascism and communism and Marxism and socialism are inherently racist. And what people don't understand is the modern progressive movement that liberalism comes from was racist to its very core. Woodrow Wilson, their great progressive president, he was the one that instituted segregation in Washington, D.C. People don't realize this. Washington was not a segregated city. And when Wilson came into power, one of the first things he did was institute and implement segregation. The entire abortion movement that grew out of the 1920s, out of progressivism, it was a form of race genocide. They said it openly. We want contraception and abortion to prevent African Americans from having babies, Catholics from having babies, Irish from having babies. It was a form of systematic racial discrimination. Those are the roots of liberalism. My friends, do not think of yourself as a member of a race. Hitler is laughing from hell. This is the trap that the liberals want you to fall into. We are creatures of God. We are Americans. This is our identity. This is who we are. This is why we are the greatest country in the history of the world. Because here, we don't care about race or about class. We care about the character of the individual. My friends, America is the greatest country in the history of the world. And it will continue to be as long as we reject liberalism. This is Jeff Kuhner on 570 WTNT, the last honest man in Washington.
The little hands on